Hey there, Stephen O'Hara here with the Better Software Company. In this video, I'll be showing you how you can deactivate a client here within the system. Now, this is a whole new feature, giving you the ability to set clients as either active or inactive. Um, so what I did here was I went into the customers list, opened up an existing client I had there, and oh, you know what? Also worth noting, this only applies to customer records. You do not have the ability to activate or deactivate leads, for instance. Um, and this feature only exists within the new profile page here. It doesn't exist in the old order process part of the system, and you cannot activate or deactivate from the customer list itself. But here in the profile, I can go ahead and you can see here right under the profile information, right top center, we have the ability to deactivate this client. Now, what's the effect of that? You're probably wondering. Well, right away, I'm not able to create orders in the system on behalf of this client. So when I click New Order, I get a message telling me that the client is deactivated, and to proceed in creating a new order, I would have to activate the client. So if I click this button to activate and create a new job, it will activate the client and create a job on their behalf all in one step. Okay, I'll just hit cancel now. So since I deactivated him, this little dot here next to his business name has turned gray. That's indicating that he is deactivated. You see it turns green when I activate it again. Okay, the other thing that you can do with the activate deactivate feature is you can also activate or deactivate contacts. So in the past, you've maybe had scenarios where, let's say if you're working with another business, one of their contacts leaves. So, maybe you've kind of opted to delete that person. Well, it's worth having that person's name on file for historical reference. And in this case, you might find it easier to simply deactivate a certain contact. So that contact then will not have the ability to be attached to jobs. Okay. The deactivate feature also exists in addresses. So when a client moves, same idea, you don't necessarily need to edit that address and change it or try to delete it because then you really, like I said, you lose that historical information. So instead, I can simply choose to deactivate it at any time. And then again, I won't be able to use that address when I'm working on orders. Make sense? So pretty easy to apply those activations or deactivations. Um, and you might use it for different scenarios. I know some people maybe want to, for instance, tag clients that actually have paid business with them as active customers, whereas other customers that exist in the customer list may only have quotes, haven't really bought yet. So an idea is you might leave unpaid clients as inactive until the point that they actually book something. Now you may be thinking, well, how do I then create a quote if they're inactive? Well, maybe leave them active, create the quote, then you could go to the profile and deactivate them up to the point where they decide to purchase. So there's that route. I've also seen a number of instances where, of course, you run into the odd difficult customer, and sometimes, you might want a way to identify people that you don't wish to do business with. And so that's a real scenario too, where, here in the profile, if you simply deactivate that client, I always recommend back it up with some flag notes because you never know who might jump into that file and need that little bit of extra information. So that's a good reference as well. Anyways, so that's it. Very easily you can deactivate or activate customers, their contacts, as well as their addresses. Please chat in if you have any questions about this feature, and thanks so much for joining me today. Have a good one. Take care.